candle burns in a dark room. Its flame dances wildly, then steadies, flickering gold against the endless black. You might think light and darkness are enemies, but without the darkness, the flame could never be seen. Every truth hides inside its opposite. Every storm carries a calm within it, waiting to return. And that is the secret of the principle of polarity. The Hermetic master said, everything is dual, everything has poles. Up and down, hot and cold, love and hate, all are the same thing, only at different degrees. If you understand this, you can transform your life. Because the moment you stop fighting the opposites, you learn to dance between them. The universe is built on contrast. Everything you see, feel, and experience exists because its opposite also exists. Light only has meaning because there is shadow. Love can only be known because you've tasted pain. You recognize joy because you've walked through sorrow. This is the principle of polarity, the ancient Hermetic truth that everything is dual, everything has poles. Every truth is half-truth until you see both sides. Every quality has its opposite, and both are part of the same thing. Think of temperature. There's no scientific point where hot suddenly becomes cold. It's one continuous scale, shifting degree by degree. The same with emotions. Love and hate are not separate forces, but two ends of the same energy. What changes is vibration. Understanding polarity is not about ignoring one side or pretending pain doesn't exist. It's about recognizing that both poles are teachers and learning how to move your energy along the scale. If you can turn fear into courage, despair into hope, hate into compassion, then you're no longer controlled by life's extremes, you're directing them. Because every emotion, challenge, or situation you face has an opposite vibration waiting to be chosen. You can't erase darkness, but you can move toward light. You can't silence pain, but you can raise its frequency until it becomes wisdom. Hermetic masters said this is how the alchemist works, not by escaping opposites, but by transmuting them. When you feel lost, you're not broken. You're just standing at one end of the pole. The other end, clarity, peace, strength, already exists within you. And when you remember that, you become unstoppable. There once was a woman who lived by the sea. Every morning she walked the shoreline, collecting shells. Some days the tide was gentle, leaving perfect spirals of ivory at her feet. Other days, storms smashed the shore and scattered the shells to dust. At first she cursed the storms. They ruined her peace, her rhythm, her joy. But one morning, after a long night of thunder, she found a piece of glass, smoothed by the waves until it shone like a jewel. She realized then, the storm hadn't destroyed her collection. It had created something new. The waves were not her enemy. They were her sculptors. That woman could be any of us. The sea is life. The shells are our experiences. The storms are the moments we wish never happened. But without them, we would never discover our own polished edges. The principle of polarity reminds us that the opposites aren't there to punish us. They exist to complete us. Sorrow deepens joy. Failure teaches mastery. Loss awakens love. We need both the night and the sunrise to understand light. And this is why understanding polarity matters. When you stop fighting life's dualities, you stop suffering unnecessarily. You begin to ask, what is this season teaching me? Instead of, why is this happening to me? That single shift turns pain into power. When something hurts, ask, what is the opposite of this feeling? And how can I invite a little of it in? Cold hands need warmth. Fear needs a drop of trust. Anger needs understanding. This question turns a reaction into creation. Step outside and look for polarity in the world. Sun and shadow, ebb and flow, life and decay. Let nature remind you that every extreme eventually returns to balance. When someone triggers you, pause. Take a slow breath in and think, both sides exist in me. That breath stops the swing of the pendulum. You regain your choice of which end to stand on. Before sleep, whisper, thank you for both the light and the lesson. Gratitude for both poles anchors you in equilibrium, the place where peace lives. Because life will always contain opposites, but suffering is optional. When you understand polarity, you stop being thrown from one extreme to another. You become the bridge between them, the steady center where wisdom grows. You begin to see that every bad day is just an unpolished good day in disguise. Take a deep breath. Notice how, even now, your lungs embody the law. Inhale, exhale, expansion, release. Life itself is polarity in motion. When you feel lost, remember, the opposite of loss is discovery, and it's already on its way. When you feel small, know that greatness lives at the other end of the same line. You don't have to destroy the dark to find the light. Just turn the dimmer switch a little brighter. Every contrast you face is an invitation to evolve. Without the winter, spring would have no meaning. Without heartbreak, love could never be recognized. Polarity is not punishment, it's purpose. It gives you choice, growth, and contrast so you can remember what you truly are, the balance point between all things. So next time the pendulum swings, don't fight it. Step back, watch it move. Whisper to yourself, I am the stillness between the swing. That's where mastery lives. And that's why this principle matters. Because when you learn to honor both sides of life, you stop running from half of yourself. You become whole. Thank you for watching and for walking this journey through the Hermetic laws with me. If this message resonated, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing where in the world these lighthouses are. And stay tuned for the next chapter in this series, The Principle of Rhythm, the Pulse of the Universe. Because once you understand how opposites dance, the next step is learning the rhythm that keeps them in harmony. Until then, hold the light, honor the shadow, and remember, you are the bridge between both. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for stopping by.